When I first saw the prototype of the new Pacifica minivan on the auto show circuit, I said two words I've never said together before: sexy minivan. Now it's here in the sheet metal and living proof that I wasn't drunk. It looks great. When you roll up the last year's minivan sales numbers, Chrysler crushes the category they invented in 1984. This new Pacifica does what an inventor always wants to do, but seldom does: reinvent. Now, Pacifica dances on the grave of the now gone Town & Country and the fleet-only Grand Caravan, two killer sellers as of 2016. So this guy's got its work cut out for it. Now, getting folks to like a minivan starts and stops at their first impression, because so many folks don't like the way they look. Making these look good is always a game of hide the bread box, and they've done it very well here in two places. One, at the front. Look how this kind of comes to a compact, elegant, almost sporty front end. And the same thing happens out here at the back, where a lot of minivans get all pudgy and blown out, and they bring it to a tapered end. Now, not only is this a minivan, it's a hybrid minivan. None other has ever been on the market before, and it's a plug-in on top of that. One of the first things you know is, kind of like when you shop for clothes, copy the mannequin, copy the press car. They put a light interior in here, which really complements the greenhouse. And if you get the optional panoramic roof here, you get all this additional light bouncing in, and suddenly the whole vehicle feels lighter and, frankly, less large than it actually is. Nice quality materials as well. Boy, it's going to be a shame to splatter juice box all over here. Now, here's a cruel trick. The shifter and the volume knob are real near each other and kind of feel the same if you reach down while you're looking out the road like you should be. And there are almost no detents on this thing except to go into low. You can go PRND just by turning it. The feds are currently looking into car makers using shifters like this. They've caused some issues. Stow-and-go seats remain the envy of the industry, and easier than ever to handle the second row with the kids' seat still in place. The main impression that hits you right off the bat, though, is this giddy feeling that something this big can move this quickly and this quietly. That's the hybridized magic of this guy. What we've got is 30 miles of pure EV range on a full wall charge, which will take you 14 hours or so on a regular wall outlet, but you're not going to do that. You're going to plug it into a level 2 charger, and it gets a full charge in 2 hours. And of course, being a plug-in hybrid, once that's depleted, doesn't matter. Then you're still running in a gas and mild hybrid form. But the way that it lightens up the feel of the vehicle is really interesting. And your efficiency overall is great: 84 mpge and 32 traditional mpg. Out of something this big, which, by the way, weighs 600 pounds more in hybrid trim. It's pushing 5,000, but gets that kind of efficiency. And efficiency aside, it's just damn fun to drive. You heard me. This minivan is fun to drive because it's got real punchy throttle response. That's the electric part kicking in. Plus, that electric motor is teamed with a V6, not some little wimpy inline 4. And you're looking at a car with 260 horsepower, though interestingly, the torque number is as much a state secret as Kim Jong-un's hair products. They don't put one out, but I can tell you this: it's plenty. And here's the biggest surprise of all. What is that little snarl I hear back there? This thing's got a great exhaust note. Now, I know Maserati's a cousin in the FCA kingdom, but I didn't think they would do any sharing, to be honest. The other beauty of this powertrain is the elegance of the handoff between electric and combined modes. You almost can't tell. In fact, many times I had to either look at one of these silly little efficiency gauges, or I had to look at the oil pressure display to see if it was generating any. I had no other clue if the gas engine was fired or not. Nice work. Still no all-wheel drive in this guy. Toyota still has a lock on all-wheel drive minivans with the Sienna. This front-wheel drive beast has an interesting lack of a transmission, actually. No CVT, no traditional automatic, but it's got a gearbox composed of 2 electric motors, a clutch, some planetary gears, and of course the gas engine, and they function virtually as a transmission, but a very unusual one. And both those motors, by the way, can drive the vehicle in different phases. Most hybrids have one drive and one regen. Maybe that's why I'm feeling all this nice punchy torque. Okay, my only gripe is ride quality. I'm on a beautiful road right now, and it's fine. But around the crappy roads of San Francisco and most of urban California, they've tuned this thing a little harsh for its role, to be honest. You can drive over a penny until it wasn't a dime. And that will get a little bit old in a family vehicle, I think. But you will mostly enjoy the handling except when the road's really awful. Now take a look at our deep dive on the cabin tech for a full look, but I can tell you that there's no real cutting edge changes here that move the ball forward, and notably, no CarPlay or Android Auto, at least as of right now. Ditto goes for the driver assist. You've got a pretty good array of them, but none of them are pushing the envelope compared to other car makers. You can get a new Pacifica for under 30 grand, but it won't be like this Pacifica. The hybrid starts as a premium level at about 43 with destination. But then there's the Platinum package we have. For 3 grand, you get the driver assist technology, the second row media system, I could live without that, and a special key for teen drivers that limits top speed and such. The panoramic roof makes total sense to me on a luxury minivan, but it's pushing $1,800. All in, we're about $48,000, and that's about as far as you can take one of these. I recall when these guys invented the category of minivan. It was 1984, and they've now done what inventors always want to do, but seldom do, and that is reinvent their own category. I think that's not hyperbole in this case. They've also put a hybrid powertrain in a place where it makes as much or more sense than it does in many cars. This should be a home run for FCA, and for their sake, it needs to be.